Hi everyone, let's talk final exam. So as I was putting together this modules, recognizing you guys have a short amount of time to finish it up, usually I have two different discussion boards. I just wasn't sitting right with those assignments. I've become heavily involved in the open education and open pedagogy. It's not really a movement, but just concept. And so what open pedagogy is really utilizing your students to build your concepts and build your class. And so I was challenged this week to think through, all right, how can I put my walk the talk, basically? How can I do what I've been talking about to my faculty and make it work in my class? And as I was struggling through trying to figure out what assignment would be best to truly assess knowledge and to acknowledge the fact that you guys also have a short amount of time span, but really to encourage you to dig into the modules and reflect on them at the same time, who better to figure that out than you guys? So here is what our final is going to be this week. And you've noticed that there is no other discussion boards. There's just short quizzes on each module. But what I'm challenging you guys to do for the final is to think through what would be a good assignment to culminate this class with. And not really for the entire class. That's definitely something that I'm open to if you think of a good idea. But what I'm also looking for is a way to help encourage fellow students to dig into the adolescent modules and do so by having an assessment at the end of the modules. Whenever I take a class, I know I'm so tempted when time is short to skip the things that I know I'm not going to have to reflect back on or have to report back on. So for me, it always works really well if I know I'm really going to need to read this stuff and think about it because I'm going to have to reflect on it or to produce something at the end of my reading it. So it's a little bit different of an assignment. It's hard because I'm asking you guys to think, but it's not hard because you're not going to spend hours and hours and hours studying. I really, really want you guys to think about this. I think it's going to be a really neat project. So what you have when you log in, you'll have this video right here, and it's not there yet because I'm making it right now. And then this should, if all works well, and we're going to test this out because the O365 integration is a little bit newer, so sometimes the setup goes a little wonky. But what should happen is when you click on that, it's going to take you to a shared O365 document. You should be able to log in no problem because all of you have an O365 account. Oh, looks like I have a failure right now, so we'll figure that out. So once you do log in, it should look like this. This is just the basic instructions. You should have watched this video already to get those instructions, but it's just what I'm saying is I'm asking you guys to create an assignment. It doesn't have to be all of the details fleshed out, the rubric associated with it and all that. I'm just looking for an idea right here, and you can put your name associated with it. I'm going to tell you another place that you'll submit that to. If you'd rather stay anonymous, absolutely fine. If you put your name on it and you don't want to be attributed to creating it, then let me know that as well. But as you can tell in the modules, I believe strongly in attributing knowledge where it comes from. So if I do use your assignment in future classes, then I'll definitely let other students know that it came from a fellow student unless you'd rather remain anonymous. So make sure and tell me that. What I'm asking you to do also is to keep in mind our student learning outcomes. Like I talked about at the beginning of the course, these are the guiding lights of our class. So everything we do is mapped up to this outcomes. I really try and make it so none of the assessments are busy work, that they all are navigating us towards these ultimate outcomes of our class. So as you create your assessment, does it really reflect on the outcomes of the course? If you've used any really cool ed tech in your classes, I'd love to hear about that. And if you thought it was a good idea and create an assignment using that, Padlet and Flipgrid or Hypothesis, any of the other cool ed tech tools that you've used, if you want to integrate that, you should, if all works well, be able to type your name right here. And then In addition, if you can't think of something but you want to provide, maybe add some more details or add a part B to someone else's assignment, you can do that as well. Make sure you keep it separate and that you don't change their words, but just you add something to it. So you could do something like, you would have a different name, of course. So that's all that it is. Super simple. When you go back to the module, this is where I'm going to have you submit it. So this is an assignment, and you're going to submit what you suggested for the assignment. So you can either cut and paste it from that document. I just Control-C that and Control-V and put it right there, and then submit the assignment. And this is where, if you can verify that if you don't want to put your name on the document right here, you can submit it here. You have to submit it here no matter what, because this is what I'm going to be using to grading. As long as I can tell that you've put some thought into this and you didn't just type blah blah blah, then it's a fairly easy 25 points, but I really would like to see you thinking through and being able to demonstrate to me that you've read through the content by the assignment that you've created. Use the inbox if you have any questions. I really look forward to what you guys create for this assignment.